Good afternoon, good evening, YouTube. This is the Cutz Styles show, another episode of the Cutz Styles. My name is Cutz by Dre, and we got in the building with us.
What's good, YouTube? This your boy T Style. We are back in the building for another episode. Thank y'all for rocking with us. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna try to come hard this year, 2003. Continue to rock with us as we try to get the show off the road. But I have to say we are starting with a little bad luck. So my man Dre, Cutz by Dre over there with that Philly hat. They was in the Super Bowl. They didn't win. But it was a good game. It was a good game, though. You know what I'm saying? You should have did something.
Do the show with my hat backwards today. That way, we ain't got to see the Eagles.
Oh, man, come on. But you know what I'm saying? It's all good. Well, we, go ahead and set us off.
All right, so today we're going to be talking about, questions in the barber chair, man. We're going to do a Q&A today, talk about some things that barbers would like to know about, customers would like to know about, just some good topics, man. My man Styles, he came up with a lot of good questions that I think y'all would like to hear. So we're going to jump right in and get started.
Right, and this you get to know us a little bit better too before we get into a lot of other stuff that we got coming down the pipeline. So, but these just questions that have to get us to know each other and what barbers might be thinking out there, something y'all can rock with. So I'm going to get it started first. So with the first question, and that everybody know, especially for you youngsters let me rephrase that, for y'all beginner barbers out there. And that question is, what is the best advice you got as a barber? I'm asking that to you.
All right, my best advice as a barber. My best advice to barbers. Am I speaking to barbers? I'm just speaking to anybody in general.
Right, I'm saying, what's the best advice somebody gave you as far as being a barber? Or the best advice you can give somebody that you got that you want to pass on to the next generation of barbers?
Man, that's okay. I would say out of my 30 years being in business, I'm not sure if this is my number one best advice because, you kind of hit me real quick with this question. So I'm trying to think as I talk to you. I would say my best advice is being consistent as a barber. I think consistency meaning, it's a lot of things that determine your consistency. Being on time, being consistent with being on time, being consistent with your haircuts, being consistent with how you dress, being consistent with the shop that you work at. A lot of things come to mind, but I think overall, just being consistent would be my best advice. I guess right now would be my best advice because I think consistency, over time proves to, produce dividends over time. People like to deal with people that they know are going to be consistent, be dependable, be on time, be where they say they're going to be when they say they're going to be there. If you at one shop this week, you at another shop next week, next month you at another shop, that's not consistency. So people like to see consistency. So I would say that's my number one advice. What about you, Styles? I mean, what do you think, your best advice is?
The best advice I got that I can carry on to the next barbers and stuff, and I'm speaking to me too because I'm still a beginner barber, is that keep learning. Never stop learning. Always keep learning your craft. Never get stuck at one spot. Just keep on learning, regardless is because this barbering field is always expanding. So it's always something that you can learn. So you should always continue learning. And with that being said, also on the same level is get out your comfort zone. Don't get comfortable. Once you get comfortable, you get complacent. And that also speak on to what Dre said. Because by Dre said as far as how he spoke on it. So yes, stay out your comfort zone and always keep learning.
Okay, that sounds good. Sounds good. All right, so what's your next one?
I'm gonna let you get the next one. Go ahead.
Okay, well, since we talking about your best advice, what's your worst advice?
The worst advice that I can give, that I got, and I call it the worst advice. Don't shoot the messenger when I say this. You know what I'm saying? Because I hated this advice. And I know a lot of people out there, when you watch this video, gonna be like, yo, man, you bugging. The worst advice I got that I said is the worst advice is that word of mouth is your best advertisement.
Wow.
That's the worst advice
You said that's the worst advice that you've gotten?
Yes.
I disagree.
I
I
know
disagree
you're gonna
with
disagree, but let me explain.
Yeah, go ahead.
Nobody ever goes into detail of why that. The thing about it is, it can be the worst and best advice because
No, I can't. You said it's the worst advice.
right,
So
because
explain to me why it's the
let
worst
me explain.
advice.
Because just as well as a person word of mouth goes out there and said that yo, I got my cut by this person. Oh, it was good. They love it. They come back to you. Can also be saying that I got my cut by this person, and you should never get a cut from him. Because I done been in a shop where I'm sitting there, and because of word of mouth, nobody want to rock with me.
Okay, you're saying you personally has been in the shop and word of mouth. Well, how do you know? You heard somebody say they don't.
Yes, they heard like
You
okay.
literally heard somebody say they went out and told their brother, sister, friend, or whomever, don't rock with
That
Styles.
barber. Exactly, yes.
Well, how could you hear this? What, you like a fly on the wall or something? How can you hear this?
Come on now, we not finna get that deep into you can know.
But how do you know that was the case? Normally what you just said, the worst advice is when somebody
Okay, because they
word
told
of
me, they
mouth.
was like, yo, you cut such and such hair and he didn't like the way you cut it. So I'm not gonna I don't want you to cut my hair.
Oh, so they actually told you.
Yes.
Oh well, I mean, listen, in this particular profession, any profession, you're gonna get your down times.
I know this. That's what I'm saying. I know that's why they didn't go in deep. They just said that's why I said they didn't go into deep detail as far as okay. They just said that okay, word of mouth is your best advertisement. Word of mouth also can be your worst advertisement, and they never said that part.
Well,
so that's where I'm going on.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying. But we ain't gonna get too deep on it because we can write a whole subject. We on limited time right now.
I understand that,
So
but I want to clear something up real quick before we just leave people hanging, because a lot of people are gonna be like, word of mouth is great advice, because I've gotten I've gotten it, not to you and that particular person.
Okay,
but
so
I've
you gotta
gotten,
try.
let me tell you, I've gotten a lot of customers. And I always ask my new customers when they get in the chair, because I do Instagram ads, I pass out flyers, business cards. I'm all over the place. Facebook, I'm trying to get business to come to me. So when I get a new customer, I ask them. First thing I ask them, how you doing? I never, I haven't cut you before. How did you find out about me? I would say, honestly, 7 out of 10 times, maybe even 8 out of 10 times, I go as high as 80% of the time, they say somebody recommended me. Now, if that's an 80%, anything over 70%, even 60% is good. But if 80% of my new referrals are coming from a word of mouth, that's a good thing. Now I'm going to tell you another thing. I had a customer that I cut his hair a while back. It was a first-time mobile customer. I thought I did an excellent job. I even gave him the highlights and everything, and he looked at the haircut and was like, wow, what is this? Nah, this ain't what I wanted, man. This ain't what I wanted. Somebody recommended me to you, but man, I don't like this at all. He didn't like the cut. He didn't like the highlights, the spray. He didn't like, bottom line is, he didn't like the service, and he never booked me again. That was just one person. But I can tell you hundreds of stories of people who did like the cut. So I still think word of mouth is your best, advertisement. If once you get your skills to a certain
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like in your case, word of mouth is good, you know what I'm saying? Because you've been in the field long enough, so overall you're gonna have a better experience. But for somebody who just coming in, word of mouth might not be the best as far as where you at, but it's still good. You know what I'm saying? You're still gonna get the most of your clientele from that. What you do with it is a different story. Now, can we go on to the next one? Because we don't want to be here all day harping on one.
We can. I just want to say this real quick. We can, but even if in the beginning your skills level isn't up to par where you want it to be, you're always going to get better with your skills.
Right.
So therefore, the word of mouth is also going to increase and get better too.
That's true.
So eventually, positive word of mouth is going to outweigh negative word of mouth. Eventually, that's just inevitable because you're going to get better and better as you hone your
Just like
skill.
what we doing with this YouTube. And the other thing I want to
Exactly.
say, which I tell people all the time, especially when I was in the military, is don't wear your heart on your sleeve. Meaning that if somebody come and tells you that, oh, I don't want you to cut my hair because I heard a bad thing about it, just take it as what it is, and just know that you're gonna get better in the long run. And you can even ask, yo, what did they didn't like about it, so you know what you need to work on if you feel like you need to work on it or something.
Okay,
We having technical difficulties, so rock with us while we get these fixed.
No, it's not technically difficult. Let's go on to the next one though, real quick.
All right, the next one that I'm gonna rock with is, since you've been in the game for so long, have you ever fired a client? You know, in our field, you know what I'm saying, you can get fired by a client or you can fire a client. So have you ever fired a client and told a client, like, look, you know what I'm saying, I don't want your business no more?
Yes, I have.
Okay, let's talk about it. Before you speak on it, I'm gonna just say right now, since I'm still beginning in the barbecue field, I have never fired a client, so I don't know how it is. I wanted to fire a couple of people, be like, yo, don't come back to me, but I haven't never said that to them yet. You know what I'm saying? For reasons like, yo, I still need this money, I still need to build up my confidence and stuff like that. And you're gonna get bad people, so you need to know how to deal with it. So I have never said, like, look, don't come back to me. I haven't said that. So go ahead.
I do recall a long time ago. This is actually in the beginning of my career. I actually had to quote unquote fire a client because I didn't like, I didn't like the respect that they were giving me. They were a client that kept coming all the time, but they were also a client that kept finding fault in what you did and constantly complaining about their haircut and constantly just finding fault in everything. Yet they keep coming back. So eventually, even if you're a nice person, even if you're trying to keep it business and professional, eventually you get to the point and be like, you know what? If it's just not working out between us, I think you should find another barber. I think you'd be much happier with another barber. That was that case. If I speed all the way up to the future, and then I have some other clients, all barbers out there know what I'm talking about. You got those clients that you just don't want to see come to the shop. You just don't like them. Once again, they're disrespectful. They don't respect your time. They don't respect anything you're doing. And you want to fire them too. And sometimes, you have to fire a client like that too, that they're always late for their appointments and they don't want to pay what they expect to pay. They always haggling you. Customers like that, you might have to fire. So
let me ask you this. Not to get off the subject, how would, you spoke on it, but how would you let a person know, like, what would be the conversation as far as you letting them know that you're not cutting their hair again? In a professional way.
It's just not working out for us, man. You seem to have fault in a lot of the things that I'm doing, the service that I'm giving you. I think it'd be better if you find another barber.
What? That sounds like a relationship breakup. That don't sound like no barber.
Well,
that sounds like you break up the relationship. I know we have a relationship with them, but man.
A barber customer is a relationship.
It is.
I mean, 10, 20, some 30-year relationships you have. Some of your closest relationships are going to be with your customers.
That is, but I don't want to sound like, this is a relationship where we break it up. I mean,
sometimes
professionally. Come on.
That's as professionally as I could say, that's the best I could do.
Okay.
So you asked me, and that's the best I could tell you.
You're right.
All right, so I mean, this might be a little, I might not ask you that question because that might be a little early for you, but then again, I don't know. I ask it anyway. If you could choose a celebrity, which celebrity would you want to cut, and why would you want to cut them?
Oh man, I already know that, but it's not. I mean, I'm going back to nostalgia. You know what I'm saying? Like the most respect that I have for a person, and it's gonna show my age and everything, and I'm gonna explain why. But the one person that if I could cut a celebrity, I would have loved to cut Tupac. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
because
wow.
I said I'm going back because he died when I was 16. So that was the one person I had the most respect for as an artist when I was deep into music and everything like that. And the reason why I wanted to cut him, because, I would just love to hear his thought process on the music he made, not dealing with so much as a thug life, but more on the poetry side of stuff like Brenda Had a Baby, Dear Mama, you know what I'm saying? The roles that grew from country. So I would just love to have a conversation on him or how he think about stuff versus just to get away from everything else. And on that stuff, since he rocked with the bald head, I would give him, with the that type of service as far as the steam towel, just the that would be a person. I don't want to get too deep into it, but that would be a person that I would like to give service to, just to have a conversation with him. He his hairstyle. We rocked when he was in Juice. Then he had a flat top in Juice. Right, and then later on he had the he went with the bald head. So either one of them service, depending on when he came in, I felt like I could give to him just to hear his conversation.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, what about you? I mean, don't send nobody that's like that nobody don't know now, because you really gonna be saying your age.
Well, you said celebrity.
Right, celebrity.
Okay. Yeah. I would, as you was talking, I kind of try to run some through my mind, and I think I would like to cut Tyler Perry.
Wow, that's good. Yo, that's
because,
deep. Okay.
Right. Based on some of the interviews I've seen with Tyler Perry, his knowledge and what he has done for the black community overall, and not just his entertainment career, not just movies and producing, but as his overall person, from what I see of him and hear of him when he sits down and have interviews, I would definitely like to sit down and pick his brain. He seems like he got a lot to offer, and I think he could learn a lot. If he was in my chair, I could learn a lot from him.
Okay, that's good. So if y'all been rocking with this video since now, you've been listening to it and seeing it. Hey, let us know in the comment section what celebrity you would like to cut and why.
Okay. So is we continuing today or what's
Yeah,
up?
we can get one more in. Let's get one more in. Let's
right.
go. You pick them. I'm gonna let you pick it. Age before beauty.
All right, in 2023, what would you do different if you was just starting your barber journey?
Wow, if I was just starting my barber journey, I already know I wouldn't be so timid. Anything that my teacher asked me, I would do. I don't care what service is. I don't care on who had. I would just get out there and practice and practice and practice and practice, and I would not be scared to fail. A lot of time when I was in school, a lot of stuff that we were supposed to do or didn't do, you didn't do because you didn't want to look stupid. Let me rephrase that. You didn't want to fail at it or look bad at it. And now that as I get older and I'm out of school, all that was just training. That's what school is for. It's for the teachers. So you got to get in there and get more hands-on. So if I was to go back to school now, I'll be raising my hand for everything. I don't care who it was, what service was. I'm trying it. I'm doing it, whether I like it or not, just so I can say I done it, and I wouldn't know how it would help me in the long run. But I would use school for what it is, and that's to practice and to learn.
Okay, that's good. That's good. I'll answer that in a different aspect. Okay. I'm not going to answer it as just starting out as a barber. Yeah. I'm going to move it up a notch since I'm a business owner. I'm going to answer this as a business owner. One of the things that I would do different if I just started out as a business owner today, knowing what I know, I would never hire a barber or beautician who did not have a license. That's one thing that I would not do. Many barbershops out here across the country, because of hard times or whatever the case may be, or because of interviewers, barbers, and beauticians may tell you they have a license in the interview and they don't really have one, or they may be in barber or beauty school working to get their license, or you hire them on the pretense that they're going to complete their school to get their license. I found out that barbers and beauticians who do not have licenses do not respect the profession the way the ones that do have licenses. Not only do they not respect the profession, it shows in how they operate, it shows in how they respect the shop and everything about it. So that's the one thing I would do different. I would not hire anyone that was not licensed.
Yo, that's a good point. I think that's on a point of being either too nice or you try to give somebody a chance, which you learn from your mistake. So with that being said, that is it for this show. We're gonna go with our final thoughts.
Not yet. I want to get in a few more good questions. It ain't, it only gonna take a few more minutes. Just a few minutes.
Okay.
You got some
well,
good
you're
ones
gonna be a
down
lot of
here.
editing on this, so let's.
Yeah, we might have to edit some things out.
Don't worry about it. Okay, so let me go. I'm going to the next one.
No, I wanted to ask you.
Okay, go ahead.
You're gonna hit me, and I ain't gonna be ready for it.
Okay. So you gotta put it on me.
I'm put it on you,
All right,
man.
Go ahead.
Okay, what would your theme song be? What song would be your theme song as a barber?
Man, that is too easy.
That's easy?
Yes, because I always had a theme song.
Okay, well,
It might not work as far as a barber, but this has always been my theme song because no matter where I go, I want to hear this song played, and this go back to what I said earlier, nostalgia and everything like that. But for me, I think it's but the title speak more than the song do, and that will be Tupac Ambition as a Rider.
Man, he just like Tupac.
You're right, I do. But that was my
this ain't
song.
a Tupac show, man.
Ambitions as a rider, and because I said that, because the thing is, as a barber, you have ambitions, so you need to go out there and make it happen. You know what I'm saying? You need stuff that's gonna guide you on and put fire under you to keep going. And that was a song that I listened to that motivate me to go want to do stuff. That motivate me. That just gave me hype to do anything. And I know it's nostalgia and it's probably not what y'all want to hear. I'm saying my age. Yes, I'm a big Tupac fan. You know what I'm saying? And that's also speak on that. I don't, as you know, what's I forgot the word what they call it, but I'm a little biased. I think he was the best rapper ever, even compared to what's out there now. That's just me. If y'all don't agree with it, let me know in the comments who can mess with Pop.
Oh man, look, this ain't, like I said, this ain't a Tupac show. This is the Cutz Styles.
Okay then. Now the question to you, if you know what I'm saying, what's your theme song as a barber?
I mean, that's a hard one for me. I really don't have a theme song, but there was a movie, Coming to America.
Coming to America? I got to hear this.
Coming to America. There was a scene in the movie where it's an old movie. I'm not talking about the one that just came out.
You talking about the first one?
I'm talking about the original Coming to America. It was a scene in the movie where all of the African dancers came into the room and they was presenting before the king and they did this dance. And they danced to that Busta Rhymes song. I might throw it up here. If I can find it, I'll throw it in the video real quick so you can hear what I'm talking about. But that's the theme music. Not necessarily a theme song, but that would be my theme music because I thought that scene, it was a strong, powerful scene, and I think it represented what, a person needs to be successful out here.
Right. Well, okay, we kind of saw in our age, like you said, it's not the Tupac show. Coming to America was...
Go ahead.
100 years ago, so let's take it back to the new people. And this one, I'm gonna ask, and if you want me to answer it first, I can answer it first. And that question is, do you think is the best YouTube barber out there right now that people should be following, and why?
Wow, I can only go by the YouTube barbers that I follow.
Right.
So I can't. I like a dude. Dre Clipperhands, I believe his name is.
Yeah, that's him.
I think he's a good YouTube barber, young dude. I follow him. 360 Jeezy, I follow him. He's a funny dude. Got a lot of, character with him. But I also see that he's serious about his craft. So, I mean, those are the two that I follow. I know it's a lot out there.
Right, it's plenty more.
But I do follow those two, and I like what they're doing in the YouTube game.
Okay, and for me, you spoke on the first one. I didn't think you was going to say it because I feel like as you're a young barber out there or beginner barber, is Drake Clipperhand. The reason I say that is he's still young in the game. He only been on YouTube for a few years now. But the thing about him is, if you rock with him and you follow his journey, you can see the different styles he used, different techniques he used, how he elevates himself, and you can really see his growth through YouTube. But also, it's his motivation. He like to motivate people. He like to inspire people. So if you just coming into the game, that's really somebody that you can look to as far as to see a level of growth, what it take to get to his level. Because he didn't hit 100,000. He hit 100,000 subscriber real quick, and I rock with him from the beginning. So I know as far as, the different techniques he's used, his cutting style, all of that. So that's why I said that he's the person that you can follow that haven't been in there long, so you can go back through through his videos to see how he started, to see the different techniques that he tried to get to where he's at now.
Okay, okay. Well, that sounds good. So with that said, we're going to wrap this show up, man. We want to thank y'all for checking out the Cutz Styles show. Make sure you subscribe
First show
to
of
us.
2023.
Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you tell some people about us, man. It's one of the only barber channels out here where two barbers go back and forth and talk about the industry. So make sure you check us out.
OG in the game and a youngster, a rookie just in the game. So,
right.
All right, that's our final thoughts. Thank y'all for checking in once again. I am T Styles, and that's Cut by Dre. And we'll catch y'all next time. Be easy.
We out.